1-on-3, 1 2 3.
Shut up, man. You already know.
All right, man. Have some fun.
Jets on 3. 1 2 3. Jets.
Pregame Central presented by Uber Eats. We are at MetLife Stadium. It is the New York Jets, Tennessee Titans. Jamison Crowder entering the building. A shot of MetLife Stadium. Kickoff at 1 o'clock, but a great scene out here on the island. The flight crew is here. The green and white faithful are here. Let's hear it, fans. Eric Allen on set, joined as always by Eric Coleman and Anthony Beck. Do you know who else is here?
Who we got?
King Henry. The King Henry Express. Derrick Henry has come to New Jersey. Big test for the Jets defense, who played so well early in the season.
Yeah, and the Jets defense is looking to chop him down to size this week. C.J. Mosley, the Jets linebacker, his former teammate of Derrick Henry, is very familiar with this player. It's going to be imperative that the defensive line gets a lot of penetration today, the defense flies to the ball, and keep that run game in check.
Anthony, we talk about it every week on Jets Overtime. This defense has given this team a chance to win.
Yeah, there's no question about it. And I think when you go out in this game today, let's match that offense that Tennessee's going to have. Let's run the ball as well. Let's tote the rock. Ty Johnson, okay? Michael Carter. These guys need to ramp it up with this offensive line. Number one thing for me as a former player when I came out to start a game, I love the fact when an offensive coordinator called a run play on the first play. I could roll my hands up on the ground, put a little weight on the front of my body and come off the ball and hit somebody in the mouth.
Yeah.
That's what we need today.
Yeah.
You got to get that run game going.
No doubt about it. I'll tell you what, the crowd is amped out here on the island. You are watching Pregame Central, presented by Uber Eats. Eric Allen, Eric Coleman, Anthony Beck. In a moment, we'll check in with Ethan Greenberg, and Jets legend Wayne Corbett is here. Eric, rookie quarterback Zach Wilson continues to be in the spotlight. Bottom line, the Jets have played three of the top defenses in the National Football League. If you look at the numbers, starting out with the Carolina Panthers, then, of course, Bill Belichick and the Patriots, and then finally Vic Fangio and the Broncos. They were shut out last week, but the kid remains awfully confident, and Robert Sala has said he is going to be battle-tested from these experiences.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to go against great competition if you want to get better. This is a young quarterback. He's seen a lot of defenses that he's never seen before. This is the first time for a lot of situations, but he's continuing to grow. He's the last guy in the film room. He's a true leader. He has a ton of talent around him. I think today is going to be the day this offense picks up, gets some things going, starting with the run game, and then complement that with some play action and let Zach Wilson get out in the perimeter.
Anthony, we're watching Zach Wilson warm up right now at MetLife Stadium. How big will it be for Zach Wilson today to get Jamison Crowder back in the lineup? He's never played a game with him before.
Yeah, you know, I think the one thing about Jameis Crowder is he's reliable. You know, he's a guy that's going to be in the right spot. He's going to catch the football. And to me, you got to get this guy at least 10 opportunities in the game today. 10 targets, whether it's in space, in the slot, in movement, wherever it is. He's a veteran. And I can guarantee you this, Crowder's chomping at the bit to get back on the field as well. He's a guy that understands that he can carry the weight of the receiver room on his shoulders. And there's another guy on the field that would love to have him back. All right, that's Corey Davis. Corey Davis now has another guy that the Tennessee Titans defense has to worry about, and I think that opens some things up for those guys.
And much like our guest who's coming up in Wayne Corbett, Jamison Crowder is a guy who moves the chains. Yeah. He keeps the drives going. He gives you more opportunities to put the points on the board, and he's going to be imperative. He's going to be vital in the success of the offense today.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You are watching Pregame Central, presented by Uber Eats. It is Jets Titans at MetLife Stadium. We are out here on the island. A great crowd already in attendance. The flight crew is here. Come on by if you are at MetLife Stadium. E, you've been in that position before. What is it like for Corey Davis today? What is he going to experience playing against the team that drafted him number 5 overall?
Well, you know, there's a lot of emotions. A lot of, you know, you got drafted by one organization. You've been playing with them your whole career. Now you're on another team. You want to prove to everyone in that organization that they made a mistake in letting you go. So he's got a point to prove today. He's going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder, and he's going to have to weather that storm of emotion early in the game.
Uber Eats is the official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL. It's delivering game days all season long. Game day deals. Order now with your Uber Eats app. Anthony, those two can create a great dynamic for Zach Wilson today with Corey Davis on the outside and, of course, Jamison Crowder working on the inside. Because Zach Wilson down without Elijah Moore, and unfortunately is in concussion protocol, but that should open things up for the guys on the outside if Crowder's doing work on the inside.
Yeah, I think for me, just watching this offense, let's keep it simple for the completion percentage to go up for the quarterback. I want to see hitches, 5-yard catches, right? Curl routes, 10-yard catches, crossing routes, shallow crosses, low underneath crossing routes, things that get in the face of the quarterback to make it simple for him. I understand you want to have big plays, and the Jets are going to have them because you have to have explosive plays to win football games, but I think it's all about rhythm. Get the quarterback in a rhythm. Zach can help himself with rhythm by getting the ball in a catchable position for these guys. The receivers can help Zach get in rhythm by catching the footballs. And let's have a clean protection in the box so that the quarterback can see the field, make the completion, and have success.
Jets dealing with a lot of injuries in the defensive backfield right now. For more on that, let's head to the WinBet Green Room with Ethan Greenberg. Greens, what is the safety landscape for the New York Jets today?
Thanks, EA. How about this? 2 weeks ago, I was right here talking about the rotation at safety and the injuries. Well, more the same 2 weeks later. Marcus May will not play today. He's expected to return to the lineup after the bye week after sustaining an ankle injury that flared up throughout the course of the week. But good news for the Jets. Sherrod Neesman and Ashton Davis both activated off of injured reserve. And let's start with Davis. What the Jets really like about him is speed. All gas, no break. Ashton Davis ran track at Cal. He also played football. He started 6 games for the Jets last season, played in 10, and started to come on late before he sustained that foot injury. And with Sherrod Neesman, he's a veteran, but he's also familiar with the system. He was with Jeff Ulbrich during their time together in Atlanta. And remember, Jeff Ulbrich called the plays last season, at least for a little bit, down in Georgia. And then let's talk about what the Jets have in place in Adrian Colbert and Jared Wilson already. Those two guys each took a handful of snaps last week against the Broncos. Colbert, the first 2 weeks in particular. And really what Jeff Ulbrich said is he might have a rotation there because Robert Sala added that Ashton Davis and Sherrod Neesman probably won't play full games as they get acclimated back to game speed. But I would expect to see all 4 of those guys in some type of way today against the Titans. And before we hear from all you guys on the island real quick, I think there's a little bit of a contest that Jets fans would like to hear more about.
P-E-T-S, Pets, Pets, Pets. MetLife and the Jets are now recruiting dogs and cats for their first ever all-pet team. Pass ruffers, feline backers, wide retrievers. Go to nyjets.com/MetLifePet and tell us what position your pet should play, and you can win game tickets, merchandise, and even have your pet featured on the big screen at MetLife Stadium. So go now to nyjets.com/MetLifePet today. No purchase necessary. Must be 18 years or older. Contest ends 11:59 a.m. Eastern Time on October 24th.
You are watching Pregame Central presented by Uber Eats. Eric Allen with Eric Coleman and Anthony Beck. There is a man in the Ring of Honor, number 80, Wayne Corbett. There's a lot of 80 jerseys out there to this day. Let me give you a stat, fellas. 377 of his career, 580 receptions. They went for first downs. Not too bad. Wayne, thank you so much for joining us today. Let's hear it for number 80. Do you still get the adrenaline rush when you're driving up to the stadium on Sunday morning?
Yeah, for sure. I'm coming through, and there's a jersey. I just appreciate the support. People still wearing the jersey. You know, it'll never get old. You know, I'm grateful for it, and I'm grateful for the fans, and hopefully get a win for them today.
Hey, Jets fans probably want to know if you could give them a couple snaps out there today.
I wish. I can catch the ball still, but I can't run too well, so we'll see.
A guy caught it as well as anybody, Anthony. Anthony, was Wayne one of your favorite teammates?
You know,
I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, he's one of my best friends, number one. I'll say this about Wayne Corbett. Playing with him, in the locker with him, forget about being the toughest receiver. Forget about the guy that caught every single ball. I don't think I ever saw him drop a ball in a live game that I played in. It's the most accountable receiver I've ever seen put a Jet uniform on. And to me, I think he's the greatest receiver to ever play for the New York Jets. What do you guys think, right? I mean, he's been unbelievable. You know, and I wanted to ask you, Wayne, about these receivers that we have now. Some young guys, some new guys. For you, it was different. When you came to the Jets as a young player, you were just trying to take advantage of whatever you could get, right? Ball. We have young players like Elijah Moore and some of these other guys. Mims is going to get a shot today. What would be your mindset if you were a play caller? How do you get these guys to kind of, you know, do you force feed them the ball? Do you build their confidence that way? Is it just trial and error? Do you try to read it? Do you build a package? What's the best way you think now to have the success for these kind of young receivers?
The best thing is just to get them involved early.
Yeah.
And I know we want to establish the run, but you got to get them going. And like you said, slants, hitches, quick stuff, high percentage passes, something to give Zach some confidence and confidence as a receivers. But you got a good mix of young and old. You know, I think Corey Davis is the number one target right now.
Yep.
Keelan Nicole made some catches. You know, Denzel Mims, we'll see what he can do. He's active. And Crowder, you know, he's the elder statesman. He can help those guys. But the biggest thing is get them involved early and, you know, high percentage stuff.
And listen, not only is Wayne Corbett one of the greatest receivers to play for the Jets or the NFL, but he's also a great teammate. And Wayne, I know you heard me tell this story 1,000 times. When I was a rookie, coming to the Jets, I was covering Wayne in one-on-ones, and he was wearing me out, literally catching everything on me. And I went to Wayne, I said, Wayne, why is it that you're catching every pass on me? And he said, you're looking at the wrong thing. You're looking at my eyes. You're not looking at my waist. And, you know, those kind of things are great for veterans to help younger players develop. But speaking of helping guys develop, you played with Chad Pennington as a rookie. How do you gain the rapport with the young quarterback as a veteran receiver?
It's just repetition, doing it over and over and over, you know, during practice, after practice. But I appreciate the great compliments. You are certainly two of my favorite teammates. Me and Anthony still keep in contact, still get together. But the biggest thing, like you said, is, you know, just the ability to go out there and have the quarterback know what you're doing before you do it. Like me and Chad, me and Vinny, we used to look at the defense and know the play. We would know before the snap whether we could complete a pass just looking at the defense. Like I'd look, and he'd look at me, and we'd be like, do you see what I see? You know, and get all excited. But like I said, just doing it over and over again.
Yeah, and I remember playing you and Vinny in that option route. You just guys had a feel for that thing,
Right.
man. Option route, you go about 5 or 6 yards, you break in, you break out, you sit, always on point every single time, never a mistake, ball was in a great place. And he made a lot of hay on that play, man. It was one of the best routes. Probably invented that route, the option route.
We're watching the Jets get warmed up right now. Jets Titans, 1 o'clock here at MetLife Stadium. We are on the island. Eric Allen, Eric Coleman, and Anthony Beck, joined by Jets great Wayne Corbett. The flight crew is here. The crowd is starting to come in. I see a few beverages out there. People are enjoying themselves. It's a great scene. Wayne, on the other side of the ball, how about Tennessee? They come to town with a 2-1 record. They ride their running back, the best running back in the league for my money, and Derrick Henry, but no Julio Jones on the outside, no A.J. Brown.
Yeah, that's big that they're not playing. They have some, you know, capable receivers besides them, but just as far as running the ball on us, our front seven is pretty good, you know, and if you shut down Henry, you got Tannehill trying to beat you. I'll take that matchup, you know, any day. But he's the one who runs the offense. Derek, he's actually catching a lot more passes, so if we could stop him, you know, this could be our first win of the year.
Do you compare Henry to anybody playing in your time when you guys were playing?
Before me, I know I played a while ago, like an Earl Campbell
Right.
kind of guy. Just
Yeah.
stiff-arming guys. I mean, he's rag down guys like they're kids. And these are grown men. So to do that is amazing. But he's like those old-school kind of backs.
I wanted to get all your guys' thoughts on Robert Sala. Is he the perfect guy to coach a young team? Because he knew there were going to be bumps along the way. Of course, the season hasn't started the way anybody anticipated, but we've talked about it often here. Defense is playing at such a high level, and if the offense can get going just a little bit, maybe these outcomes can change.
Yeah, the offense needs to help the defense, with field position and just making some plays. But Sal is doing a good job for what's gone on so far. He's saying all the right things. When he came in, I loved everything he had to say. He's a great motivator, the all gas, no break thing. And I think he and Joe Douglas put together, a pretty good team. A little bit of young, a little bit of old. So it's just a matter of them getting used to each other and gelling. But, this is the second home game. The nerves was for the young guys, Zach Wilson, the first time hearing the Jets chant and all that stuff. It's not going to be the same. I think the game will slow down a little for him today, and I think that'll add to more success.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that. I do think that's a great point that Wilson is making just his second home start. And you saw juice from the Jets against the Patriots in the home opener. The defense was ready to go. Just it was turnovers were a problem. I thought his ball security was better last week. And like you guys mentioned, offensively, it's got to be all 11 guys, right? And that includes getting the run game going because there was great push from the Jets against the Patriots, more than 150 yards rushing, but last week just 13 carries, 43 yards, Anthony.
Yeah, I love the authority they came off the ball in that game. 150-plus yards is a lot of yards. That would lead the NFL for the season if you could duplicate that week in and week out. And it wasn't like they were doing anything special to create those yards. Listen, Zach's a young player. We're looking at a lot of rookie second-year quarterbacks right now in the league that are having problems because you got coaches and coordinators trying to do things that they aren't ready for. It's not easy throwing passes versus NFL coverage, period. You got to chop the field in half. You got to make it easy. You talked about get them on the move a little bit. Let them get half the field. Little flood action game. 3 levels of passing. Get the ball out of his hands quickly. And Zach needs to understand that. Coaches are telling him this, right? These are things you take the notes, you stay in the building, you ask the questions, but you got to understand what's the risk you have to take every single time you have the ball in your hand. And if your defense is playing well, then that means that you don't have to do as much. And I think complementing that with the run game is important.
All right, listen, watch the slot today. Watch Jamison Crowder's back in the lineup. And the guy who changed the way the game is played from that position, the greatest ever to do it here with the Jets, Wayne Corbett. Let's hear it for him, everybody. Now we're going to check in with Chuck Lott, who's standing by with a special guest.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out here in the island with Dr. Walter Rosenfeld from the Gorriab Children's Hospital of the Atlantic Health Systems. Dr. Rosenfeld, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks, Chuck.
Now, the first question is I want you to tell us what the NFL, Atlantic Health Systems, and the New York Jets are doing today for Crucial Catch and for some special kids.
Okay, this is just a wonderful event. It's actually a capstone of many things that are going on. We've had a terrific partnership with the Jets over the past 4 years with their Crucial Catch, and we're really honored that the Jets have chosen pediatric cancer as their cause. And we are doing so many things. So today we have honorary captains, kids who were in our pediatric cancer program or are still, who will be on the field and with the coin toss. And they're here having just a terrific time today. We've got kids watching at home. We've got the whole hospital behind this. It's just going to be a wonderful day.
That is fantastic. Now, we talked a lot about the kids and what we're going to be donating the money from the 50-50 raffle today. That will be benefiting the Gorriab Children's Hospital. So what does Gorriab do to benefit the community and serve the community?
So Gorriab Children's Hospital sits on the campus. It's actually part of Morristown Medical Center, rated the #1 hospital in New Jersey. And we do so many things for the community. We have over 100 pediatric specialists in 20 different disciplines that meet the needs of the community. We have centers all over the northern part of the state to treat kids. So we're talking today about pediatric cancer, but we treat kids with neurological disorders, children with gastrointestinal disorders, anything you could think of. We are there for the community. And this partnership with the Jets is just a wonderful thing because we couldn't do all of this without that extra funding and support.
That is phenomenal. We are so fortunate to be in partnership with you throughout this campaign. Can you talk briefly about the Crucial Catch campaign and what we're doing before, now, and after.
So the Crucial Catch campaign is just a wonderful event. Leading up to this, and frankly throughout the year, we have Jets players that come to the hospital. I want to invite you to come. I want you to see the faces on these kids who are being treated with serious disease when they see a pro player that they've watched on TV come to their bed and talk to them. It just lights them up. It makes them feel so good. What a great thing to be done. So that's happening all year long, and this week that was happening as well. Then we have the Crucial Catch, and I mentioned what we're going to be doing with that. And then following that, tomorrow we have the Jets alumni football game, and again, a fundraiser for Goriep Children's, for Morristown Medical Center, Atlantic Health System. It's just a wonderful partnership.
Okay, fantastic. Dr. Rosenfeld, thank you so much for joining us. We all appreciate the partnership that we have with Atlantic Health Systems, and we hope that we have a very successful today right here with you.
Thank you, Chuck. I really want to thank the Jets organization, and this has just been a wonderful partnership that I see benefiting both organizations so much, so thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome day here at MetLife Stadium. Very special afternoon. We got to honor these people who, all our medical folks, especially our partner Atlantic Health. I mean, those are real heroes. The bottom line is these guys out here on Sunday afternoons are providing entertainment, but these people are on the front lines of helping folks. And their battle against pediatric cancer is ongoing. But today we celebrate their successes, no doubt about that. Eric Allen, Eric Coleman, Anthony Beck. It is time for our matchups to watch. Jets, Titans. E, we're going to start with you. Last season, Derrick Henry rushed for more than 2,000 yards. He had 17 touchdowns on the ground. He's on pace for 2,000 yards again this season, and he will become the first player in the NFL history to do that.
Yeah, that's why my key matchup this week is Derrick Henry of the Tennessee Titans against the captain of the Jets defense, C.J. Mosley. The former college teammates are going to be seeing a lot of each other today. C.J. is going to have to bring his lunch pail today because it's going to be an old-school physical football game. That's my matchup today. And if the Jets can be successful stopping Derrick Henry, they'll win this game.
Anthony, C.J. Mosley's playing at a Pro Bowl level for the Jets right now. He leads the team with 24 tackles. They had more than 10 tackles in each of the past 2 games. Where are you going with your matchup to watch?
Yeah, I mean, I got to start with the quarterback, Zach Wilson, against the corners of the Titans, Christian Fulton and Janoris Jackrabbit Jenkins. Listen, these guys are chomping at the bit. They only have 1 interception as a defense. I think Zach has an opportunity to take advantage of that. They haven't been around the ball much. They've gotten beat in the pass a little bit. Really good against the rush as well. You get that rush going, that's only going to amp it up for Zach, and Zach needs to have a good game today. Not just for the team or anything, just for him personally. He needs to go out there and play loose, play good, and I think he's going to have a chance today against these guys.
I actually think one of the most fascinating stats entering this ballgame was we were just watching Zach Wilson warm up for the ballgame today is the Titans have 1 takeaway, the Jets have 2 takeaways. Who is going to have more in that department today? Jets got to protect the football, but if he can get after Ryan Tannehill, maybe there are some plays to be made in the defensive backfield. For my matchup to watch, I am going Jamison Crowder against Chris Jackson. The Jets are going to benefit from having Crowder. I continue to talk about him, but listen, over the last 2 seasons, 137 receptions for more than 1,500 yards and 12 touchdowns. He is a veteran presence. He will be a comfortable option for Zach Wilson today. That is huge for the Jets. And, Eric, much was also made of Denzel Mims going to be active for the first time since week 1.
Absolutely. Denzel Mims active this week. This is a big opportunity for him. You have to take advantage of opportunities in the league. He's going to get his chance to shine due to some injuries. Hopefully he flourishes.
After we finish up here, you can go over to CBS 2 here locally or NewYorkJets.com and watch Jets Game Day with Robert Sala. Remember, after the game, Jets Overtime presented by Nissan. SNY is going to have you covered as well with pre- and post-game shows. Speaking of the Jets head coach, let's hear from him right now.
C.J. Mosley said you brought the guys in right here on Monday and you put up the film, practice plays, and then how they executed it on Sunday, and then you put on where they executed it throughout the week and then didn't do it in the game.
You know, it's I know nobody wants to hear about practice. You know, it's like and I get it. People want to see success, but I think it's so important for this group who is young, and you know, you see this group in not necessarily a heightened environment, but just a practice environment where they're executing at a very high level, and we see it. The players see it. We all see it, and they're doing some great things during the week. And we get into the game, and for one reason or another, it's just not. We're just off by a step when the opportunities are there, and that's where youth has to learn how to play the game. And you know, you talk about in this league, as a young player, you first have to learn how not to lose the game before you learn to win the game, and that's where we're at right now. We're learning how to play an efficient brand of football, and then you're going to give yourself a chance to go make those plays in the fourth quarter when you become efficient to win those games.
That's Game Day with Robert Sala. That is on locally here in New York, CBS 2 at 11:30. Before we get to All In or Not today, let's bring back Ethan Greenberg, who is all over MetLife Stadium today. Everybody's tailgating outside. We see them lined up. What is on the menu for us today?
We got a lot from Kaz and Ed. In a couple minutes, we got grilled chicken, lemon pepper shrimp. We got a Pepsi fried chicken sandwich. We got a shrimp salad sandwich, a crab sandwich, and we got Pepsi turkey meatballs. I think I'm forgetting something, but that's the gist of it right there.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
We got something for everybody. E, you ready to eat?
I'm ready.
All right, now it's time for our favorite segment on Pregame Central, All In or Not Today. Here are the season records. Anthony, 2-1. I'm sitting there, 2-1. Eric Coleman doing okay. Ethan Greenberg. Oh,
not my favorite
wow.
segment. It is not my favorite segment this season.
Oh, wow. Ethan is in need of a victory big time today. Will today be the day not only for the Jets, but old Green's over here? We feel awful for him.
Thank you.
Ethan, the Jets are still looking for that first win. The Jets will record 3 sacks of Ryan Tannehill today. He's been sacked 10 times so far this season.
All right, so I want to say this. I'm going to go not today. I'm shaking it up a little bit, and this is not a diss to the Jets' defensive line. I think they're going to play very well. What it is I think the Titans are really going to try to establish a run without Julio Jones and A.J. Brown. I really think that Derrick Henry's going to have his number called quite a lot. I don't think the opportunities will be there for the Jets' D-line to get after Tannehill.
I don't like that pick.
Did you like my first 3?
No, because you're still looking for that elusive first victory. Let's go to Anthony. Anthony, we talk a lot about quarterbacks each week. Zach Wilson will throw for more yards today than Ryan Tannehill.
Well,
All in or not today?
Yeah, I'm going to say not today. Why do I say that? Because I want to run the football today. I don't need a 300-yard passer. I need a 200-yard backs with an S, right? Want to see them run the ball effectively. If they got to pass the ball a ton today, that's not a good thing for the Jets. And think about this, just in numbers standpoint, this is the receiver core that Tannehill has today. Nick Westbrook-Akina, Cam Batson, and Chester Rogers. 14 total catches. He probably will go over, but I want to see the ball get run today.
Yeah, you just mentioned how banged up the Titans are at receiver, and then you took Ryan Tannehill.
It's bad.
Okay, Eric, we talked a lot about Derrick Henry. He's averaged 118 yards on the ground so far this season. All in or not today, Henry will rush for at least 118 yards.
All right, this one hurts me to say it, but I'm going to say all in. Listen, the league hasn't stopped this guy in the last 2 years, and if the Titans are going to be dedicated to the run with their 2 stars out at receiver, I think all in. That doesn't mean the Jets aren't going to be successful and come out with the W. I just think they're going to put the load on Derrick Henry.
Woo, okay. My all in or not today is the Jets will get their first victory of the 2021 season. I've debated it back and forth. Tennessee's a very good team. They're a punishing team. They're 2-1. They come in here with a lot of momentum. But I'm saying all in. The Jets pick up their first victory of the 2021 season today. That's right. Put me out there. The Jets are going to do it. They're going to make it happen today at MetLife Stadium and move to 1-3 before next week because they're going across the pond to play Atlanta in London. Well, in Tottenham, I should say. They might be in line for a 2-game winning streak next week. Let's get to this tailgating right now. Let's get to the barbecue. Ethan, again, what's on the menu?
All right, there's a lot on the menu. We got grilled chicken, lemon pepper shrimp. We got a Pepsi fried chicken sandwich. We got a shrimp salad sandwich, a crab sandwich, turkey meatball, a Pepsi turkey meatball as well. We got a lot going on here. So really, if you like surf and turf, this is kind of like surf and turf in a way.
I'm all over this.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
I don't like to wait till the show's over to
Hey, fellas, dig in. It's 11:30. That means it's time for Inactives. Elijah Moore, of course, down. Jeff Smith down. Marcus May inactive. LaMichael Pirine, Jason Pinnock, and Tim Ward. For the cast of thousands here out on the island, thanks for tuning in to Pregame Central. And remember, we'll be back for Jets overtime following the Jets' first victory of the season. I said it.